on this podcast is mine, Missing, Murdered, Unidentified in New England. I cover cases from the New England states of Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Vermont. Each episode takes place over the month of each year between January 1st, 2010 and December 31st, 2020. And based on sources, some episodes will be long and others will be short, as these cases don't generally have much information available. All of the research, scripting, opinions, and mistakes herein are my own, and I will offer updates and corrections when possible. I do not offer trigger warnings for wounds, as they are a necessary part of the narrative. I will trigger warn for such topics as suicide, animal death, domestic violence, etc. as needed. Now with that, please listen in as I tell you about April 2010. April 2010 updates. Troy Nock's cousin, Jamal Cox, was a 33-year-old father of two. He was just an all-around good person, and according to his cousin, sister of Troy, he was an awesome dad to his kids, so this is going to be hardest for them, and of course his mom. He was always looking out for his mom, who has been struggling with some medical issues. He always made sure to make time for family. Jamal was shot and killed, and another man was shot and injured shortly before 6 a.m. at 1601 Blue Hill Avenue on January 1st, 2023. The murder and maiming come after a house party turned violent. Please call 1-617-343-4470. Gerald Jerry Joseph Peasha Jr. was 44, homeless, and was last seen on April 4th, 2010 in Leominster, Mass. Jerry is between 5'9" and 5'11" and is 140 to 165 pounds. Jerry has a slight build with light brown to blonde hair and blue eyes. Jerry wears a very strong prescription, and he needs these glasses to see. Jerry's teeth are also reportedly in poor condition. Jerry may have traveled to anywhere in New England looking for work, which was likely under the table in nature as he had an expired license. Jerry was traveling with a friend when he was last seen, and this friend is publicly unidentified, and according to Jerry's wife, law enforcement couldn't find that friend either. Jerry failed to meet his son for a ride to Vermont for work, at a store they had agreed upon in Fitchburg, Mass. Jerry has missed other events in his son's lives, major events such as high school and college graduations, and his children are in their late 20s to early 30s, and now have no idea what happened to their dad. There is a possibility that Jerry left on his own accord, however, his family doesn't think he would leave without notice. Jerry was awaiting trial for an improper storage of firearms charge, but that trial kept getting continued, and Jerry grew frustrated and asked the judge to either throw him in jail, fine him, or drop the case. The judge continued the case again. Fleeing these charges is an unlikely scenario. According to Jerry's wife, Jerry had been lost for many years prior to his actual disappearance, as Jerry struggled with alcoholism for years. His wife said that after the day he was last seen, he up and vanished. If you or someone you know is dealing with alcohol addiction, visit aa.org or al-anon.org. Jerry's wife, username Peasha K on WebSleuth, was a big contributor on the website, taking time to thank those who were assisting in identifying potential remains as well as spreading the word. There is a WebSleuth thread dedicated to Jerry, where a potential comparison to an unidentified male found in Lowell, Mass, just months after Jerry disappeared, was proposed to law enforcement as of November 2021. Jerry has not been excluded as the unidentified man, according to NamUs. The age, height, weight, clothing, and most notably glasses are all similar to what Jerry would have been wearing, though the unidentified male did not have the green knapsack Jerry was last seen with. If you have any information, please call 1-800-494-TIPS. Dyshawne, monster, I missed you so much already. There are no words to express what you've meant to me for these past 12 years. You've been my best friend when I needed a shoulder to cry on, a father when I needed a stern talking to, and my brother when you gave me good advice on no good men. Dyshawne was a wonderful friend, and he has taught us how to truly love others. He was one of my best friends, and I will miss him so much. I hope to see him again, but for now, I will hold him close to my heart. Dyshawne, you were always special to me. A gentle giant taken from your family and friends entirely too soon. I pray that you find peace, solace, and no pain in this next journey. Loving you and thinking of you always. These are the grief-stricken words from friends and family of Dyshawne Anthony Brantley. Dyshawne's death story begins 22 years before he took his final breaths when he was shot and paralyzed at the age of 16 on April 16, 1989 at 10:25 p.m. at the intersection of Blue Hill Ave and Angell Street in Dorchester, Mass. When Dyshawne passed on April 19, 2010, his death was directly attributed to his 1989 maiming. Please call 1-800-494-TIPS. Troy Nock is fondly remembered as a kind and caring young man, a wonderful brother, and a loving boyfriend. Troy's aunt said of him, "He had a great smile and a big heart. He was a caring and loving person." Troy was gearing up to graduate from Kaplan Institute of Technology in the summer following his death with a focus on electronics. Troy was one of 4 siblings and had a steady girlfriend for 3 years. Troy's aunt also said of Troy, "He never had any problems, but must have been in a place at the wrong time." On the evening of April 19, 2010, at 7 p.m., shots were fired and officers called to 20 Irma Street, where Troy lay mortally wounded. Prior to being shot, Troy was in the backyard of his Aunt Margaret Horton's home for a cookout. Margaret said, quote, "We were cooking out in the backyard, and he told me he would be right back." And 30 minutes later, Troy was dead. Please call 1-800-494-TIPS. Jamie Lee Malloy, whose nickname is Dizzy, was last seen in the springtime of 2010. Some references say that she was last seen on April 24, 2010. What is known for sure is that there was a welfare check conducted on Jamie on May 18, 2010 by Augusta, Maine police. There was no sign of Jamie. Jamie Lee Malloy was 22 when she was last seen. She has straight, shoulder-length brown hair and brown eyes. Jamie is between 5'3" and 5'5" and roughly 115 pounds. Jamie has a scar on her right arm and several scars on her left arm. Jamie has pierced ears. She also has multiple tattoos. She has Tupac and Thug Life tattooed on her back. There's a foot and cross tattooed on her left arm. Jamie has a Playboy bunny on her chest as well as fairy wings. Jamie also has the Marine insignia Semper Fi tattooed on her neck. Please call 1-207-626-2370 or 1-207-620-8009. If you have any questions, concerns, complaints, please email me at minepodcast@gmail.com. All one word, and mine is spelled with 2 M's, 2 I's, 1 N, 1 E. Please include what your message is about in the subject line. Later, y'all!